everybody, welcome back to War Budgies. Today, episode 2 of our Fallout Wasteland Warfare Battle Report series. We got zombies today. So last week, Nora and her fellow band of survivors went into the aircraft graveyard, guarded by super mutants, and they tried to abscond with a suit of power armor. And through the course of events, things went well. They got the armor, but we took some casualties, as Codsworth is currently down and out for the count, and we have no robot repair kits. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to pick up right where we left off. As usual, please comment, like, share, whatever the usual YouTube business is below. And we'll try to carry this on for the next few weeks and see how people like it. This looks bad, Nora. I know. And we don't have the parts or equipment to fix them right now. Nora, we can't stay here. They're coming. Benji, can you carry him? Are you kidding? This suit, I can... Just carry him. Spotted a house on the north end of the graveyard. If we can make it out there, we can shelter for the night and find a settlement in the morning. Alright, here is Team Survivor for the day. Nora is back on her feet after taking some damage last time. She's picked up a tire iron and some mutant hound meat from a fresh kill. She's also been upgraded from the Soul Survivor Day 1 card to the regular Soul Survivor card, which gives her a stat boost in a couple of different areas. She's joined by her loyal companion Dogmeat, which is just a stock dog meat. Joining her are her two compatriots in crime. Sarah still has her hunting rifle, but she has added a bayonet to the end, which should make someone think twice before charging her. And Benji is quite content with his new T-51 power armor, but he's also added some scrap metal to his baseball bat. It now has the heavy mod. And that will be Team Survivor for today's mission. And here's the Brute Squad. And by Brute Squad, I mean we are being led today by a Brute. He's got a sledgehammer and a blood pack and a dose of Psycho, which kind of is the stock and trade out here in the graveyard. He is joined by the Three Stooges, 3 super mutants, each equipped with a nail board and a bolt-action pipe rifle for variety, and everyone's got some mole rat meat in their pockets. This will be Team Super Mutant for the day. Our scenario for the day is going to be a custom scenario that I like to call a rock and a hard place. And it begins with our team survivors deploying off the south edge up to yellow. And here and about a little back from the center of the board is a house. This is their shelter. It's a house from Sarissa Precision if you want to go looking up. There'll be a link in the description. The objective for the survivors is at the end of 6 rounds to have 2 unengaged models inside the house. Then they'll be considered safe. The problem is this house, like so many these days, is full of frickin' zombies. We got feral ghouls in the back, living room, back bedroom, and 2 of them hanging out on the porch. Now the zombies for the feral ghouls, for this game are going to act a little differently. They're going to exist like their player number 3, so they're going to have a step in the advantage turn. But they're going to remain dormant and not do anything until an opposing model comes within green range of them, at which point they'll wake up. If they get attacked, they'll wake up. Or if another feral ghoul within green range, line of sight, and all that is attacked. Kind of like in the video game. If you wake up one, everyone around them goes nuts. So the survivor's objective is simply to get 2 of their gang inside that house, relatively safe, in 6 rounds. Now at the beginning of the 3rd round, just like last week, the super mutants are coming in on this back edge. So there's not a lot of room to maneuver here. They got to get up in that house and deal with the zombies. At the start of turn 1, there are no zombies awake, so we're going to jump straight to the survivor team. Sarah moves up yellow. and she will take a prepare action. Our boy Benji, move up yellow, and move up yellow again. Nora moves up to support Sarah, and then advances up to cover. Nora is now within green of the first feral ghoul. It will wake up, immediately move yellow towards her, and attempt to charge. Sarah will take advantage of that, use her prepare action, and will take a shot through cover. As a quick action will be a -4. Hits on 2s. And successful hit with an armor break. Feral Ghoul at armor 1 because of cover and the armor break. Blocks 1 and takes 1 point of damage. As per their AI card, Feral Ghouls must test on agility 4 before they can charge. And he succeeds. Zombie then moves into base contact with Nora. Dogmeat has had enough of this situation. He has a blue range charge, and he easily makes it all the way up to engage the zombie. Rolling on 6s with a green dice for outnumbering and a black dice for the charge, Dogmeat comes in and hits for a bonus damage. 3 damage against the Feral Ghoul's armor of 1. They take all of it. That brings him up to 4 damage, and the ghoul goes down. The end of turn 1, the survivors have managed to get themselves a little closer to the house, dispatching one of the ghouls, but there are heavy footsteps to the ground behind them, and they need to start making up some terrain. Our event card for this turn is Boom. A distant explosion sounds off. Hope it wasn't Cotsworth. To open up the turn, Benji lumbers forward yellow. And then we'll take a shot with his pipe pistol at the carport Feral Ghoul. Hitting on 6s, and it's a miss. That attack will wake up the ghoul, who in classic ghoul fashion runs towards the nearest object. That would be the towering suit of power armor in front of him. Moves up and will attempt to charge. Testing agility 4, and he passes. Zombie moves in but cannot attack for this turn. As a reaction to his charge, Dogmeat's going to charge. He expends his prepare action to make a neat little hop over the fence and into contact with the Feral Ghoul. With a little bit of freedom of movement opening up, Nora steps out yellow and moves towards the house. Sarah follows suit, moving up yellow, and we'll take a prepare action since the super mutants will be arriving on the next turn. Meanwhile, a whole mess of dice coming in for Dogmeat, who is not only outnumbering the zombie, but has an extra black die for charging. He hits with an extra damage. 3 damage against the ghoul's armor of 1. He blocks 1 and takes 2. Dogmeat attacks again, hitting on 6s. It is a hit with an additional damage. Really no amount of armor will save him, as he drags the Feral Ghoul down and tears his limbs off. Probably not hard. It's like a Slim Jim. Bottom of turn 2, the survivors have gained some ground and are now on the doorstep, but they're about to open a door into a whole mess of ghouls, and it is time for Team Super Mutant to hit the field. For turn 3, all is quiet, and all reactions will be at a +2 skill bonus. It also flipped the next card in the stack, which warns us of a coming lightning storm. This will start in turn 4, and it could get a little crazy. At the top of turn 3, the Brute Squad has arrived on the field. As before, they will only get a single action this turn, but they are looking right across the field at their targets. Since both sides have 4 models, the advantage token passes to Team Super Mutant. The third Super Mutant down the line will draw his bolt action pipe rifle and take a quick shot at Sarah. Hitting on 4s. That is a hit with an armor break. Has 2 damage against her 1+1 armor. She blocks both, but it will cost her her strong armor bonus. Sarah will immediately snap a shot off in reaction to return fire. Hitting on 6s since this is a snapshot, but the current environment gives us a +2 bonus. That's a hit. 2 damage against armor 1, and the Super Mutant takes both, bringing him down to 4 health. Over at the house, Nora will step up to the door, and we'll take a shot through at the feral ghoul hanging out in the wrecked part. Hitting on 7s. It's a hit with the bonus damage. 3 damage against armor 1, and they take 3. That certainly wakes the old zombie up, and they will charge through at Nora through the front door. Agility 4, and they can charge. Feral ghoul will charge through, and we'll consider them to be base to base through the door. But first, Nora is going to expend her prepare to take a shot at him. Hitting on 7s is a hit. Slug takes the feral ghoul to the head and it goes down, but the ruckus will wake up the one in the living room. This is going to be the one that goes in instead of him moving a bunch. The Super Mutant Brute, very quick on his feet, makes a long bomb charge into Sarah. Now the Brute has a skill called the Battle Cry, which we're going to use on this charge. They're going to make an opposed check, and if the Brute is successful, he will gain both a green and a black die for this charge. If unsuccessful, then he will gain neither. The Brute initiates the Battle Cry with a strength check of 8, and he passes handily. There's really no way that Sarah can beat that. The Battle Cry goes off. The Brute will gain a green and a black die on his next attack, and he will also take a dose of his Psycho. Our trusty Dogmeat, sensing imminent danger, turns and moves up to support Nora, and not needing line of sight for a charge, he will dash the door around the corner and end the combat with the next ghoul. Inside the house, I don't think so. The feral ghoul will attempt to attack Dogmeat. Ghoul hitting on 6s. It's a hit with the bonus damage. Physical damage 3 against Dogmeat's 2+2. Ooh, Dogmeat blocks it both. The secondary damage on a ghoul swipe is 1 rad, now 2 rad with the dice roll. Thankfully, Dogmeat has just enough strong armor bonus to defend himself, but that bonus is now down to 1. Ghoul comes in for another strike. 6s, hit, armor break, and bonus damage. 3 damage against 1+1 now. Dogmeat blocks 2, he will take 1 damage. With no rad resistance and only a +1 bonus against it, he will take a single rad. And the last of his bonus will go away. Super Mutant on the back fence moves out for his turn. Our boy Benji here has major personal issues with people hitting his friends with sledgehammers, and he will charge right around the corner into combat with the Brute. Hitting on 5s with a green dice for outnumbering and a black for the charge. And he misses. Over on Team Super Mutant, last 2 other Super Mutants will move up to the fence. That will be his only action for the turn. Sarah, meanwhile, staring down a very big sledgehammer, is going to appreciate Benji's presence, and she will back out of combat. Because she has an ally in the combat, she can simply move back without taking a free hit. That will warrant a quick reaction shot from this mutant here at the back. Hitting on 4s, and a miss. Sarah will try to put a shot into the lead super mutant back here. He will be in cover. Short range shot hitting on 4s with cover, and it's a flat miss. Blew the crap out of that fence though. Here we sit at the bottom of turn 3. Super mutants are on the board. Major collision about to happen between a brute sledgehammer and Benji's head. Meanwhile, Sarah and Nora are almost at the door. Dogmeat is inside, fighting it out with a feral ghoul. And there's one more ghoul waiting at the back of the house. And the lightning storm is now in play. So at the end of this round, and every round for as long as it hangs out, 2 random models will be hit by lightning and possibly take energy damage. At the top of turn 4, the ghouls have the fewest active models, so they will lead off with a swipe at Dogmeat. Ghoul hitting on 6s, miss. Ghoul trying again on 6s. That's more like it with an armor break. That'd be 2 damage against Dogmeat's 1 armor, and he takes both. Dogmeat now down to half health, and takes another rad. Meanwhile, on Team Survivor, Benji's going to see what he can do against that brute, try to stall for time while the others get to shelter. Hitting on 5s. That's a miss. Second shot on 5s. There we go. Benji's bat only deals 1 damage against the brute's 2 armor, and the brute blocks it. Not to be outdone, the brute readies his sledgehammer in a giant overhand swing. He's going to get bonus damage for his charge, his battle cry, his psycho, and his size. This impact is going to be heard for miles. Hitting on 8s. Oh, that's going to hurt. That is 6 damage against Benji's 3+1 armor. He blocks 3 of it, so 3 points get through. And by 3 points, I actually mean 2 points because he had an armor token. So 2 points will go onto his armor, 1 more damage, and it will break. In response, Benji is going to try to use his prepare token to leave the combat and go orange distance backwards. That draws a free attack from the brute, who's hitting on 6s now. And thankfully misses with a 10. Benji backs up a step, just to force the brute to come to him, which has his second action. The brute will charge. The brute attempts his battle cry on an 8, gets it with a 3. Benji will resist the battle cry with a charisma of 4, and also gets a 3. Unfortunately, ties go to the charger. The brute stays with him step for step all the way up to the doors. However, that denies the brute his second attack this round, and he'll have to wait till next round. Survivor turn, Sarah once again draws down on this super mutant up by the fence. Hitting on 4s. First one's a flat miss. Second one hits. Mutant is in cover and has 2 armor against damage 2 and blocks it both. That super mutant will move up around the barricade and will charge red distance into Sarah. Inside the house, Dogmeat strikes back at the feral ghoul. He's packing an extra green die from his charge last turn and hitting on 6s. That's a hit, a palpable hit. His attack tears clean through the zombie's armor, so nothing to do there, but also breaks his arm, or more accurately, probably just tears it right off, inflicting a -2 on all of the ghoul's checks from here on out. Second attack will try to finish him. And we'll do so nicely. Super Mutant in the back row will move up yellow. And we'll take a shot at Nora up by the door. Hitting on 2s. And a miss. Nora is going to move inside the house. And we'll take a prepare action to stand her ground inside the house. There are now 2 unengaged survivor models in the house. If they can keep that for 2 more turns, they will win. Our last wandering minstrel of chaos will move up around the barricade. Then angle. Coming in towards the house. So the way the Lightning Storm card works is at the end of this round, I randomly select 2 models from the 9 left on the board, and we'll roll a blue dice. If I roll 2 bottle caps, they take an energy damage. If we roll a star, then abruptly the storm clears. So we're going to randomly select 2 models and roll some dice. Our winners of the meteorological lottery are the Super Mutant in contact with Sarah and Nora inside the house. But given the condition of that roof, I guess we shouldn't count on much shelter from it. For the Super Mutant, he's fine. For Nora, she takes an energy damage, hit by lightning inside the house. Life's rough out here. She has armor 3+1 and guards it easily. And all that will do is knock her armor bonus down to 1. Let's take a moment to appreciate that she got radiation damage from a broken glass last game. In this game, she got hit by a lightning bolt inside a building. This is the worst luck for a sole survivor. Now the Lightning Storm card will stay in play until I roll a star to remove it. But for this next turn, Cleansing Rain has washed away some of the dirt and exposed some cargo crates or suitcases or lunch money, I don't know. Anyways, we add 2 item drops to the board, 1 at this corner and 1 way over here at the opposite corner. Not that they're going to be a priority for everyone fighting for their lives, but you never know. As we go into turn 5, the Super Mutants have pushed up towards the front of the building. We've got 1 unengaged who could bust in at any time, and 2 intense melees. So far, the survivor's wall is holding here, with very high hopes going into turn 5. Advantage marker to the Super Mutants for this turn, and it's time for another little Benji Brute handshake. Hitting on 8s. Oh, that's gonna hurt. 2 damage against Benji's 1+1. Oh boy. That is the last bit for his armor, which will now flip to the damage side. Still giving him +2 strength, but he has lost his strong armor bonus and his endurance bonus. And the Brute's not done yet. Second hit on 8s. That is a hit with 2 damage. 2 extra damage. 4 damage against Benji's armor of 3. He takes 3. Benji goes down to 1 health, but at least it's his turn next. Before he does anything, Benji is going to down a tasty, refreshing Nuka-Cola, which will heal 3 damage and inflict 1 radiation damage, which I have to get the token for. It will also give him a quick action. Benji with the baseball bat on 5s. Flat miss. Baseball bat again. That's a good hit. 3 damage. On its last round of Psycho, the Brute currently has armor 3. Blocks 2, takes 1. The Brute is down to 7 health. It's not looking good, Benji. It's not looking good. The Super Mutant cornering Sarah, apparently undeterred by his near miss by lightning, tries to take a swing. On 6s. Oh, a hard miss. And try again. That's a good nail board to the head. Breaks clean through her armor and takes her down to half health. Sarah retaliates by sticking her gun in his head and trying to hit him at point blank range. Hitting on 4s. Good hit with an armor pin. 2 damage against armor 1. Takes 2. That super mutant's down to 4 health. She will try again. Oh, and another hit with another armor pin. 2 damage against armor 1. And takes 2 more. On the side of Team Super Mutant, the unengaged mutant will run up to the doorstep, look through the open door, and immediately take a prepared shot for Nora. Hitting on 5s. Good hit. 3 damage against 1 armor. Saves 1, takes 2. However, as his second action, the mutant will charge through the open door and into contact with Nora. Nora gets an oddly satisfied little smirk on her face as she lowers her gun and pulls out her tire iron. Hitting on 5s. Ah, probably shouldn't have got quite so cocky there. It's alright, swing again. 5s. That's a hit with an armor pin. Super Mutant goes down to 2 health. We can take a look here that the Team Super Mutant's front line is starting to falter. The final Super Mutant takes a move action up towards the action and will shoot his pipe rifle into this combat with Sarah. Hitting on 6s. That's a miss. And today's winners of the Lightning Lotto are the Super Mutant, bringing up the rear, and Sarah. For the Super Mutant, nothing. For Sarah, nothing. We are moving into turn 6, the final turn. Super Mutants have stalled their attack outside, but both Benji and Sarah are looking weary. Inside the house, we do have 1 engaged. If Nora and Dogmeat can clear him and keep the house clear, we will have a survivor victory. Our event card for this round is Rugged Rubble. So we're going to draw a danger card and choose a random Super Mutant model since the survivors have the advantage marker. And our lucky winner is this Super Mutant. And his prize today is an unstable fusion core, which is probably the one that fell out of Benji's suit when it started falling apart. Anyways, he can either run or pick it up and throw it. That's a Benji. Sorry, Wasteland's a wild place. Anyways, his options are to either run away or throw it. Being he's a Super Mutant and completely deranged, he's going to try to throw it into this melee. Agility of 5. He hits. So Sarah and the Super Mutant will take 2 energy damage with 1 armor break. And as it happens, they both have 1 armor and only 2 health remaining. This just would not be a War Budgies battle report without a massive explosion in the middle of nowhere. So the fusion core, tossed like a hot potato into the mix, flashes with brilliant light, small mushroom cloud, and when the dust settles, they are both on the ground. On the survivor's turn, getting rid of that Super Mutant is priority, so Dogmeat will charge through the gap and will attack with a bonus black die. Hitting on 6s with a green die for outnumbering. Oh, hard miss. The mutant is undeterred by this and will take a swing at Dogmeat with his nail board. On 6s. Hard miss. Second shot. Also a miss. Lucky dog. This is the final turn, so Nora will attempt to clean house with her tire iron. Hitting on 5s. That's a hit. 2 damage. Armor of 1 gets 2 damage. Super Mutant goes down. His last 2 health. Nora Sparta kicks him back out the front door, and she will take a prepare action to ready for the next one. Meanwhile, outside, the Brute's still trying to hammer his way past Benji's defenses, or what's left of him. But his Psycho is out, so on a star he will suffer addiction. He does not. Swing with a sledgehammer. Hits, armor break, 2 damage. 4 damage against armor 2. And Benji goes down in a heap of tin, metal, and whatever else goes into power armor. The super mutant, sadly though, is just too far away to make a charge all the way into the house. He will move up to the front door and roar a mighty roar, but he can't get in this turn. With nothing else to do to finish this scenario, the last super mutant throws his rifle in a huff and immediately starts to loot the bodies. At the end of round 6, Nora and Dogmeat are safe in the house and unengaged, which will make this a survivor victory by about 3 steps from that brute. So thank you very much for watching this episode of the Fallout Wasteland Warfare Battle Report series. You can tune in next week, so next Sunday, where we'll have mission 3, and the survivor band is going to try to find a settlement where they can repair their little robot buddy and maybe Benji's new favorite suit that he ruined. As always, any likes, comments, whatever, drop them below. There'll be some helpful links in the description, but let us know kind of what you thought of the report and let us know what you want to see in the future ones, because options are pretty open. Thanks for watching.